Nearly $500 million in taxpayer money wasted on 4 failed Obamacare exchanges. Republican Senator John Barrasso has a bill that would require states to pay that money back to the feds. Senator Barrasso joins us now from Capitol Hill. Senator, you haven't got a prayer. These states are mostly run by Democrats, and there's no way President Obama is going to demand money back from Democrat states, is there?
Well, the American taxpayer want the money back. Stuart, we know these exchanges many are in shambles. They're fatally crippled. There's an FBI investigation going into mismanagement, and I think taxpayers deserve accountability from their government. This health care law is fatally flawed, and the American taxpayers are seeing that so much money is wasted. Stuart, all of this money, what, $400-some million? It's not going to help one person get health care. Right. What it's doing is going to contractors and others. I think the American public deserves better than what they're getting from this administration. Now,
the president said yesterday, further debate on Obamacare is pointless. He used that word. It is pointless. And yet we have a new Politico poll that shows 60% of voters believe that the debate on Obamacare is not over and should continue right into the 2014 elections. Am I to infer from this that the president doesn't want this to be debated, but it will be debated, and it is a huge event coming up for the elections this year?
It's wishful thinking on the part of the president to say that the Obamacare debate is over. I will tell you, Stuart, this is the issue that's on the minds of voters all around the country. I see it at home in Wyoming. People realize they're paying much more in spite of the president's promises. They realize many of them are unable to keep their doctors. They're seeing wasted taxpayer dollars. A person's health is probably the most personal thing there is in their life, and I think it's going to be a very hot-button issue for the elections come November. 90% of the Americans in that Politico poll said that their vote is going to be dependent on the health care law.
That's right. 90% said the vote in November for them is all about Obamacare. That's an astonishing thing. Comments, if you would, please, on 2 developments that we have this week. Number 1, front page of the Washington Post on Saturday. 1 million people may have cheated on declaring their income in order to get big subsidies for Obamacare. That's point number 1. And number 2, a study out of Chicago, out of a study out of Michigan, said that newly enrolled Medicaid patients were much more expensive to treat than had been first thought. In other words, Obamacare for a lot of cheating and Obamacare wildly expensive. Your comments on this, please.
And even those who may have made a mistake in terms of their income information, there's no way on the website to fix it. They're talking about not even going into the fixes until the end of the summer. So even people who are trying to right a wrong are it's impossible to deal with. And the issue of Medicaid, which is what the president sees as the solution to health care, it is empty coverage for many people. Many doctors don't want to take care of people on Medicaid because it pays so little. And now what we're seeing from this report is hospitals are noticing it's much more expensive to take care of a number of these patients in terms of postoperative infections, pneumonia, recovery time, longer hospitalizations, and when they're getting paid much less, hospitals are now saying, gee, we don't want to even deal with patients on Medicaid. So the president has once again promised empty coverage rather than deliver actual care to patients. And as a doctor, Stuart, that's what I'm focused on: affordable, available, high-quality care.
You are indeed a doctor, and your input on this subject is valuable to us. Senator John Barrasso, thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you, Stuart.